Hello, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to be telling you why Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborvill were released in 2019 and was supposed to be the next big step for the Plants vs. Zombies franchise. The game built on the success of Garden Warfare and Garden Warfare 2. These two shooters that surprised players with how fun, creative, and balanced they were. Even though Battle for Neighborvill looked colorful and had plenty of personality, it did not reach the same popularity or long-term success. There are several reasons why the game flopped, including its rushed release, lack of meaningful content, technical issues, confusing progression system, and stiff competition from other games at the time. One major reason for the failure was that the game felt unfinished at launch. Instead of releasing a fully complete game, EA chose to follow an early access style model. Players who bought the Founders Edition could play the week games before the official release, but the content was added slowly, sometimes only a few modes or maps at a time. This made the game feel more like a paid beta test than a polished product. Many players were excited at first, but quickly felt disappointed because they expected a complete experience when a game launches with missing content. First impressions suffer, and a lot of people never got to return to give it a second chance. Another important reason that the game struggled is that it had less innovation than the fans expected. Garden Warfare 2 had a wide variety of characters, modes, and maps, and it was built on the first game, Legacy, in exciting ways. Its contrast for Battle for Neighborvill changed the style of the game, but did not offer the same level of depth. For example, several classes were redesigned and some of the abilities were simplified. While the game added open-world PvE regions, players often found these areas repetitive and not rewarding enough. Instead of feeling like a true evolution of the series, the game felt like a step backward in some areas. The game also suffered from technical issues at launch. Many players reported bugs, lag, connection problems, and the frame rate drops, especially on consoles. In a competitive shooter, smooth performance is extremely important. When a game doesn't run well, players quickly lose interest. These issues made the experience frustrating, especially for people who came from Garden Warfare 2, a game known for running smoothly even with large chaotic battles. Another cause of the game's flop was its confusing and sometimes unrewarding progression system. Characters used a new upgrade system that required grinding for specific unlocks, and some upgrades felt unbalanced. This made it harder for new players to feel excited about leveling up. In earlier PVZ shooters, players unlocked abilities and cosmetics items in a more fun and straightforward way. In Battle for Neighborvill, the progression system felt more complicated without offering a real benefit. When players feel like the time they invest isn't rewarding, they often leave the game behind. It is also important to look at the competition at the time. 2019 and 2020, there were many strong multiplayer games competing for players' attention, including Fortnite, Apex Legends, and also Call of Duty. Not to mention Overwatch. These games were also all really well established and had enormous player bases. With so many options, gamers weren't willing to stick with a newer game that had problems or felt incomplete. This time he made it even harder for Battle for Neighborvill to grow a steady community. Finally, communication and support from the developers played a role. This game received updates for a while, but after only a few months of updates, major developments stopped. EA announced that the game would not receive new content, which sent a clear message to the community that the game was no longer their priority and wanted to move on. When players feel like a game is being abandoned, they lose interest quickly. A multiplayer game needs constant updates to stay alive, and Battle for Neighborvill didn't get that long-term support. In conclusion, Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborvill flopped because it launched before it was ready, didn't innovate enough, and struggled with technical problems, including a confusing progression system, faced tough competition, and lost long-term developer support. While the game had charm and creativity, these issues prevented it from reaching the success of its predecessors, serving as a reminder that even a beloved franchise needs strong polishing and communication to keep the players alive. Thank you for listening to me and watching this video. This is my new channel, and so say thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe. Goodbye.